everybody. So glad you have come back to Let's Dish. I am Jennifer Roscoe, and today we are going to interview a woman who, the minute I started talking to her on the phone, I knew she had great energy. So this is going to be a great hour. This is Ling Kuhn, and she is one of the owners of Michael's Catering. And we are going to talk about how she went from U of I athlete to cooking for, I mean, probably at this point you've cooked for thousands. Yeah. Thousands of people over there at Michael's. Ling, the first thing is I asked her, okay, how did you get into cooking? A lot of people say their grandmothers or their mothers taught you.
Oh, no.
What's your story, Ling?
My story is my mom is an awful cook. And she got me into learning that whatever she would make was not okay. And we would go to Pampered Chef parties, and she wouldn't know what any of the stuff was, but I wanted to know. So I remember we bought a garlic press, and she's like, I've never bought garlic before. So we learned different between a bulb and how many cloves. So we learned that the hard way. But thank God that she let me explore her kitchen, because it became my kitchen.
And we should say, Mom knows you say these things.
She absolutely
Mom's
does.
not going to be watching this horrified that Ling is spilling stories.
She's thankful that I learned because someone did.
Because, so she didn't love it. She didn't love cooking.
She loves sewing, and that's her hobby, and she fixes my pants because I'm 4'10", and I fix her food. So it's a team.
Perfect. I mean, did she make things and you would be eating it going, this is not good, Mom?
I remember what really made me want to learn to cook is she had a pork chop and just a whole apple in a pan. I love you, Mom.
I'm looking at the pork, and she just put it.
Yeah.
And that's how she served it?
And that's how she baked it, and then it was like, here. And I was like,
what is
pork
that?
and apple,
I mean,
yes.
Yes.
Yes, we have
baked
a concept.
apples, yes.
Concept. That's about it.
And you crossed the finish line with it. Yes. Do you now have a fabulous pork and apple recipe because of that?
You know what? I sure do. I do.
I bet you do.
You have to. You got to be like, Mom, here's what we should have had. Here's what you did.
With our Pampered Chef products.
Yes.
And we can talk about Pampered Chef because she went to the U of I.
Yes, she did.
And you met her.
I did.
And you told her
this story, and she was like, oh my gosh. But I said, no, but you showed me how to do a party. And she knew Michael's Catering, and that was so touching. Like, I was only an employee at that time, and so for her to know this company I worked for, it's like, this company is bigger than, you know, just champagne.
Yeah. Okay, well, while we're talking about great recipes, what are we making today?
We are making beef stroganoff.
Because comfort food, and we were saying, oh, you know, as we're getting into the fall, we're still waiting for fall to get here.
We are.
The cooler weather.
But
we can make beef stroganoff when it's 80 degrees outside, sure.
It's fine.
Okay, so what are we doing first?
Okay, so I'm gonna get this water boiling, and then I'm gonna get some oil going, and we're gonna start just sauteing mushrooms. When you saute mushrooms, you wanna make sure you don't crowd the pan. So we're just gonna do a few.
And why is that important?
That's important so you get an even brown coating, so they don't just steam, because mushrooms have a lot of water.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna add some of that. While we do that, can you mince some garlic for me? I have in my teal pot.
And she warned me that this was sharpened this morning.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be very careful.
Please do.
And slow. Okay, so you grew up in Bloomington. Mom, Dad, did you have any siblings?
I did not. I'm an only child, probably for good reasons, as my parents would say.
Well, that's why your mom said, okay, I'm gonna get her into cooking.
Yes. Well,
is your dad as appreciative of your cooking?
Yes, and he's the biggest critique. He was my biggest critique in diving. He was my biggest critique in food, but he always loves when I am making soups or stroganoff, for example, and I will package it up for him so he can take home. So it's funny, when my parents come to visit, I'm the one bringing them food. It's not like, you know, the other way.
Well, they give you other gifts.
Yes.
I am sure. You feed them and they take care of you in other ways.
Correct.
Did you say what kind of cut of meat you're using over there?
I am using a chuck. You can use you can use a more expensive piece of meat if you want. It just kind of depends how much you want to spend, but this is a meal that you can really take a cheap piece of meat and turn it into something delicious, which I love, because grocery prices are so expensive.
Hello, Ling, I'm telling you, I'm trying to use ground beef in new ways because beef is so expensive now.
I know.
Yeah. I know other people are feeling that as well.
Yes, like a rotisserie chicken from Costco. Those are my favorite. You make your own stock, keep it adding, because, you know, and one thing though is people with the the restaurant industry, catering, they say we're so wasteful. And so that's been kind of my mission to make sure, how can I save as much as possible?
And so why do they say that catering's so wasteful?
Because they'll have an event for 50 people and 25 people show up, but you can't bring food for 25 people.
Right. And then what are you going to do with it after?
Yeah, and you know, we have a lot of stir fry, so I actually make lunch for everybody at work every day.
Nice.
So we have a lot of stir fries. I make a lot of stuff up. So, and that's sometimes how new recipes are created, which is great.
Just with scrapes. How many cloves do you want me to do? I've done 4.
Let's do 2 more.
2 more.
Please. And then you can do 3 shallots if you can, and mince those.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we want to talk about, so you grew up in Bloomington.
Yes.
How did you decide? Well, first of all, we got to go back because she's a diver, was a diver at the U of I. When did you get into diving? How old were you?
7. So pretty young. I was actually a swimmer, and I kept getting beat by all these girls that were 2 feet taller than me, and it was frustrating.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, you know, you have the great body, you would be great for diving. And they were like, you should just try that out. So tried it out, actually got discovered to try to train for the Olympics when I was 7, but I was too old by then. I was deemed too old.
At 7?
At 7.
At 7, too old.
So
how old are you supposed to be to start training for the Olympics?
5. You know, that was when China was really dominating diving, and you know, they were really wanting to be competitive.
They do dominate.
Yeah.
The Chinese.
They're just beautiful.
Yeah. So you couldn't do Olympics, but you could.
But I could train for college. Yes, exactly. And you know, I wasn't. You know, by the end of junior year, I was kind of done with diving. I was pretty over it.
Junior year of high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I quit. And my parents were like, either you go to community college and live at home, or you get a diving scholarship. So I went back. My coach took me back and trained and got to U of I and learned 37 new dives that year.
I didn't know there were that many dives.
There were a lot of skills that I was missing.
How many different dives are there? Did you say 37?
Yeah, like I had a coach that took a chance on me, which I'm so fortunate. And yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something about me.
Okay.
I have never been under the water without holding my nose.
Oh no.
And I've never been off a diving board.
We have to give you lessons.
In my life. I tried way back when I was a kid. They tried to give me lessons, and I couldn't go under without holding my nose. And she said, okay, we're gonna do bobs, but I couldn't do it. So she just started shoving my head under the water.
Well, that's not the way to do it.
No, and I never went back. So
I don't blame you. I honestly don't blame you.
But I feel like I'm missing out, never going off a diving board. So when you tell me that you do all of these skills, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Well, thank you.
How were you not scared the first time you're ever doing? I mean, what's the hardest dive that you do?
That was probably front 3.5 pike on 10 meter. It was probably one of my hardest dives.
Wow.
My coach was scarier, is what I would tell people if I didn't go.
So there was really no time to be scared.
Yeah, like, you know, we had a goal, and I'm a very goal-oriented person, so it's, okay, you want to go to NCAAs, you have to do this dive. So do the dive.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
And you know what? They like to say a dive is only 3 seconds. So for 3 seconds, you're scared, and then you're good.
Was there ever a moment, I mean, I'm a big Olympics watcher, and so I would watch diving, and it's so high up. Was there ever a moment where you couldn't do it? You stood up there and said, I'm going back down the stairs.
I did that once, and my coach said, I'm sorry, I thought our goals were bigger than that.
Whoa, you had a really good coach.
And he was right.
Tough coach.
I did. And you know what? Then I did the dive the next week, so you call it balking when you don't do a dive.
Yep.
And I didn't balk. I immediately went, and yeah.
What was that dive you balked on?
That was back 2.5 pike on 10 meter. So that was kind of a big dive.
So I mean, growing up in Bloomington, I'm sure a lot of kids at your high school went to the U of I. Was that your goal, was the U of I?
Absolutely not. My parents both went to U of I. They got married there. I'm so bad. I'm trashing on my family, but I love them. But it just kind of worked out the way, and I am so thankful because going to games with my dad, my mom, just being able to come, and it's all of us. You know, my dad's license plate is a Illini.
Oh, like, he is a big old fan.
Yes, and he's always wearing orange. So everyone knows it's him on the golf
I wore
course.
orange for you today, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love that. And if you can tell, my favorite color might be teal. I did like to bring some of my stuff from home.
Excellent. Love it. I don't know, do they make orange and blue cookware? Do they make orange cookware?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so Dad had to have been just over the moon that you were going there.
Yes.
And competing.
Yes. He loved that. That was so much fun. So.
Would they go to all your meets?
Oh my goodness, yes. And if I dove well with a certain outfit they wore, they would just keep wearing the same outfit. Like superstition runs in the family.
Yes.
Just like we have catering gods, like we if we have a wedding outside, you don't say it's not going to rain today. You never say that.
No.
Or your event's going to run early.
No. You never say in the newsroom, oh, it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
It's not a busy, you know.
Plane crash.
No. You don't do that in newsrooms or in emergency rooms.
Yes.
You never say that. I know that from nurses. You don't ever talk like that.
Exactly.
So you're at the U of I. I am always really impressed also with just student athletes in general. The trying to balance, it was enough for me. I went to the U of I as well. And being a Journal student and working, I was waitressing, bartending, whatever. Journalism classes, that's a lot. But being a student athlete is next level.
It is.
The amount of time that you have to devote to your sport. How did you time manage all of that?
Staying organized. I love color coordinating. You can tell at Michael's that it's followed through. Every party has a name, has a special color, and it's highlighted and it's circled. So staying on track of everything and staying on top of it. I'm not saying I didn't fall through the cracks, but you know, using that downtime efficiently. Efficiency is a big thing that I use in my career, at school. That's really helped me be successful.
Did you go, besides diving, did you start at the U of I studying culinary?
So,
or how does that work out?
Yes, I was first dietetics, and the dean of ACES asked me, or he said, you must really like chemistry. And I said, no. And my parents looked at me like, you just told the dean you don't like chemistry. I was like,
if there's one thing I've learned about you in 15 minutes, you are honest.
yes, and
I like it.
I was like, I don't think I'm in the right major. So fortunate enough, I found hospitality management, just signed up and ended up in a kitchen, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is where I belong, in the Spice Box and Bavir Cafe.
Okay, for the people who don't know, what's the Spice Box? I've been there once.
Oh my goodness. So Spice Box is a senior-run fine dining restaurant, and what you do is you have a restaurant for the night, essentially, that is on it. You can fail and still have a restaurant, which is great. I did not. I passed. I was the top of my class, don't worry.
Of course.
It was girls' night out, so it was like themed of all of the chick flicks. So Sex and the City Cosmo.
And do you come up with the theme as well as the menu?
Yes, down to the napkin fold. So I had a little black dress as my napkin. So there's just the attention to detail. Like some students who want to go into hotels, you know, this isn't their big thing, but this is kind of like catering almost. So this was kind of like, this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Like, you thought that was stressful? Go to catering and go to a real wedding and forget plates. What do? Do you go to Walmart or do you go back to Michael's? So
You gotta troubleshoot.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's always fun.
So can anybody, I know that I guess when I went to the Spice Box, I must have been invited. It was somebody who knew a student who was doing their big
no, it's open to the public.
And so so anyone can go.
Yes, just in the spring though. It's only in the spring. It's a spring course, and it's different every week. So you know, if you have one meal that's maybe not as strong as another, like just keep going because we're learning. Like that's the best part.
Yeah.
There's no other restaurant like this.
And it's a set Menu.
Yes, you have a prefix and a special.
Okay.
So you can do either one, and it's just, you learn how to cost, you learn how to manage your classmates or your workers, and it's the best life experience that someone could get.
Well, I mean, you learn by doing.
Yes.
You know what?
That's
I
good.
think we're gonna,
Okay.
before we start sauteing, I think we're gonna take a little break, commercial
good.
break, and we're gonna be right back. Don't go away.
Perfect.
All right, welcome back. You want this stuff? Do you want to start
Yes.
sauteing?
Let's do it. I'm gonna add some butter to this pan, and if you want to just drop that in for me, please.
I always wonder, I know that it's good to get the garlic going, right? Mm-hmm. For 30 seconds. Do you do garlic and onion at the same time? Or
I
should you
do.
do garlic? Okay, so that doesn't matter.
Usually because I'm busy and I'm like, we're just getting it done.
Get it in there.
Yes.
Did you put this down here to make sure it didn't?
Slip. Yeah.
Did everybody notice that? I thought, wait, here's some garbage. No, she put some
Yeah, saran wrap.
saran wrap, and then your cutting board doesn't slip.
Exactly. That's something that scares me when I see people
Genius.
do that, and I'm like, you're gonna cut yourself.
I was going to throw it away. Am I doing any other chopping? Am I doing
I
parsley?
think you're good.
We're good?
Oh wait, yes. Can you do some parsley, please? Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna add some vermouth to this and let that deglaze.
Okay, are you a just leaves or stems and leaves?
Leaves are great if we have time. If we don't, a little bit of stem isn't gonna kill us.
Okay.
You can tell
That's
I'm in
another
catering.
thing. This is why I love doing the show, because when I cook, I will do things and go, I wonder, what would a professional do? And so I've got one standing next to me, so I'm going to ask the question. All right, so getting back to the spice box, how much is it usually?
So I think the special is around 30 and the prefix is around 40. So the prefix is a 4-course meal. So you get bread service, salad, entree, appetizer. You get a good deal. And it's all homemade. Like, there are no corners cut.
I love your theme, Girls Night Out. That was smart.
Thank
How
you.
long do you?
Mom's weekend.
How long? Oh, okay. That had to have been.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I made everyone work. I was like, I know your mom's coming, but you need to work a shift.
And they
Oh
said,
yeah, they did okay. Yep. You know what? I think building a good relationship with your employees or your friends, are just so important, because the biggest thing with catering is you want someone to be there when you really need help, and that's something that's important to
absolutely
have.
Absolutely. Do you want me to do all of this? Is
Nope,
this enough?
that's good.
That's good.
Thank you.
How long did you guys, when you were working on this concept, and how long do you get?
Well,
the planning
so the
of it and
freshmen are actually the servers and the prep cooks. So you get to experience as a freshman, and then you come back 3 years later as the senior. So for 3 years, you know it's coming.
And you're also watching what works and what doesn't.
Yes, I will never fry something at Spicebox.
Oh, because that's hard to do.
It is.
For a group of how many people are in there at one time?
It depends, maybe 60.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so nothing fried. Because
Yes.
it's hard to keep that.
At least when I was there, that was like the curse. One girl had a meal and it didn't go as well with the frying machine, and I was like, nope.
Duly noted.
We're steaming the pot stickers.
And you also cooked for your teammates on the dive team, right?
Yes, they were my first catering. I worked for Michael's one summer, and then senior year, I was like, I'm gonna cater all the recruiting meals. We're not going to Piaggi's. I got this. So I would have my Instapot. I'd be cooking that.
Oh, no, I'm
Are you
good.
okay?
I'm good. Before we started recording, Ling and I were sharing our kitchen injury stories. You want to tell everybody what was the worst one that happened to you?
Sure.
We don't have to
People
show
will
your
not believe
scar because it's on your foot.
Yes, I dropped a knife on my foot. It nose dove into my foot. Yep, right down, straight down. Exactly. And then it bounced out though, so it wasn't like, sticking in there.
Yeah.
But it bounced out.
Oh my God.
It bounced out.
Totally severed her tendon.
Yes, had to have surgery. Still ran the kitchen, still did my thing during the pandemic.
Yeah, tell everybody, how did you?
I had a
Work
office
still.
chair, and I would just scoot around with one foot and just scoot. Like, yep, that's all I would do.
Because where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
I really feel as though we have a former athlete in our newsroom, and I just think that student athletes, just because they've gone through the stress, they've done that, they know how to get through situations.
Yes.
Knife and foot, I got this.
Yes, and it was like, all right, well, I'm still coming on Monday. Like, I worked the day I had surgery.
Yeah.
I had a few things to get done.
Okay, what else are we doing?
We're gonna just cook some egg noodles. So, to go with our stroganoff.
Do you have a particular brand you like better than others?
I don't like store brand.
Okay.
I like the Yo-Yo Mama, I think it's called.
Okay.
I like that brand.
Yo-Yo. I just like saying it.
Yes. I'm gonna salt this a little.
Okay, and these are the cutest little salt and pepper holders
Yes.
I've ever seen. Le Creuset.
I know.
Oh, we're really doing a lot of name dropping right now.
I'm gonna pardon me real quick. I'm gonna get cornstarch.
We're not even sponsored.
I know, but they could because, you know.
Yeah.
I did a whole I cooked for my dad for Father's Day because we're not going out. I'm gonna cook for you. And it was all Le Creuset. Like all my plates are Le Creuset. And I was like,
Oh.
you should sponsor me.
Yes, hello.
Where are they at?
Whole milk?
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
Yes, lots of love in this.
We're gonna step that up. Nope.
Yes. And then some cornstarch to make a slurry.
Are you, okay, so you're just not measuring, you just know.
We'll taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll taste. That's the best kind of cooking. And that's why I love Michael's is because we do have standardized recipes for some things, but you get to cook how you want to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so unique compared to like a big company.
Okay, well, I've been staring at this for 20 minutes. What is that?
I was curious. This is beef base.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so you have those beef bouillons, but a paste is much better because they're not as salty and they break down and you can add as much, like, it's hard to add a half a bouillon cube.
Yes, and is that the, because I have it in my fridge, it's called Better Than Bouillon?
Yeah.
That's the same thing, type of thing?
Exactly.
Okay, so beef base. So stop using bouillon if you still are.
I think this is just better. Yeah. I'm just gonna mix that together. And we're just gonna let this.
Yeah, that looks good, good. So you started working, so you're doing the spice box.
Yes.
You're diving, doing so good. You're going to school, but then you get the job at Michael's.
Yes.
What year is this that you're getting that job?
Well, that was 2018.
And what got you, why did you know to go over there and try to get a job?
They had a sign at Bavaria that said free cookies, and I just read it, and I was like, what's that? And it said need help for graduation weekend, and I was like, okay, like.
And I get a cookie?
I can help for graduation weekend. I'm not graduating, and so I thought I was going to be helping for a weekend, and I have not left since. And it was 2018. It's 2025. So.
It's like that scene in The Godfather, right? And they drew you back in.
Yes.
They just, same here. I started as an intern in
I love that.
junior year, summer after my junior year, same thing. Never left.
I love that.
So, well, you obviously loved it.
Yeah.
You got hooked.
I did. I mean, we got to feed James Beard Award winners. Like, who gets to do that in Champaign?
Okay, wait. Why is that happening? They're just here in Champaign?
His brother was the rabbi at the temple.
Okay.
And they wanted to do a fundraiser, and they asked them to come down and asked us to cook the food. I was just a server. I was not in the kitchen yet, but like just to serve the food was just so cool.
Yeah. What do you remember the name?
The temple. Let's see.
No, the award winner, the James Beard.
Their cookbook is called Zatar.
Okay.
Yes, I remember that. But
yeah, that's a big deal.
yeah, I mean, especially in Champaign, like, you know, when people are like, oh, why'd you say in Champaign? Like, why not? There's so much here to offer.
So many opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, look at Cranert Center for Performing Arts. Like, I do a lot of stuff there, and you get to meet. I met Joan Jett. I've met Gary Clark this year. So
How was meeting Joan Jett? I mean, that is music from my high school years.
I love that.
In junior high.
It was cool. I mean, I wish I like appreciated more because I just don't know them as well as like if I met Taylor Swift, it'd be a different story.
You're young. I get it.
But that's my goal. I would love to cater her wedding.
Oh,
that'd be so
how can
cool.
we make that happen?
I know. I'm trying to reach out to every.
I don't think anyone's gonna know.
Yeah, no, they're just gonna be like, oh, we
married. We got married, right?
Welcome.
Nobody knew really. Selena was gonna get married, and then she just
got married.
She just got married.
I saw that.
People on the invite list knew.
Yeah.
But
good for them.
So you're a Swiftie?
Yes. Went to the concert twice.
Okay, so did I. Well, no, I lied. I did not. My daughter went to the Eras tour twice.
Okay.
I went once, but it was the 5th time I had seen her. So
good
does that
for
count?
you.
I know. Since
Wait.
they were little,
they
were Swifties.
You're a good mom.
I am a good mom.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I mean, Tessa definitely knows the music more than I do, but by default, then.
What did you
so
wear?
I was Reputation.
Oh, girl.
So I wore some black shiny pants, and she had bought me a shirt that was black with silver stars on it or something. Yeah. What were you?
Okay.
What era were you?
The first time I went as her graduation, like, dress that was blue. And then the next time I went as Reputation. Yeah.
Reputation was easy because everybody has black in their closet.
Yes, and everyone loves that album.
Yeah.
So if you catch me in the kitchen, she's probably playing.
I do love Taylor Swift.
That makes me so happy.
Yes, yes, yes. Where did you see it in Chicago?
I saw Chicago first, and then I went to Indy.
Okay. Oh, she did the same thing.
Oh, good for her. What night?
Yeah, she went. Oh, Chicago. We were night 3.
I was too.
Stop it.
We had the same surprise songs.
Oh my gosh. Do you know, we're getting way off, but just for a hot second.
Yeah.
I couldn't get tickets through Ticketmaster.
So.
And so, okay, we're not going to go. Sorry. And then 2 weeks later, they said, we could tell you couldn't get tickets because there was such a problem trying to get on.
heavy cream.
Yeah, I'm not even cooking anymore.
Good.
And so they said, okay, do you want to buy these tickets? We had like 11th row on the floor. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I just played, and I paid whatever.
Yep, you just did it.
But they weren't even jacked up. It was just the
Ticket value.
Ticket value. That's the word I'm trying to think of.
Wow.
So anyway,
I'm happy for
that
you.
was really
That's really cool.
pretty cool to see her. That's the closest I'm ever going to get to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to start talking about cooking.
She's so
I wish
fun.
we could play some of her music.
I know, me too.
Okay, so back to Michael's. What hooked you about catering as opposed to, say, working in a restaurant?
So I remember my very first event. Whitney Ackerman, one of my business partners, had a 6-foot table, and just a 6-foot table, and she cranked out this beautiful food, like this pop-up table that you get at Sam's Club, and was cranking out a cold gazpacho and then this pork loin with this roasted rosemary sauce, and it was just like, wow, you can do beautiful things with nothing. And it's just, you know, every day's different. You're never bored. You're never bored. There's always something to do, and it keeps you just interested in food. And you know, the restaurant industry, this industry has a lot of burnout, but I think with catering, especially with Michael's, we're so unique, it helps you not, you know, get burnt out.
And is it because you're always doing different types of events? Is that it?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, when I said at the beginning that Michael's is iconic in this town, I said I can't tell you how many luncheons, how many of your box lunches, right? I've been to or eaten, but then also different events here and there. Michael's is
Yeah, there's a name.
yeah. And you worked there. So you said, what year was it? 2018.
Yes.
And you started just as a server.
Just as a server, yeah. Just trying to find a job for fun.
And so, what was that process going from serving to cooking?
It was, I was doing parties, running parties and that, and then I was kind of taking over the kitchen. We didn't have a kitchen manager for about 2 years, and so it was a little unorganized, and I was like, okay, we need to start. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this role. We're going to get it more organized. We're going to get it more streamlined, and then everyone kind of knew who to go to now.
Yeah.
And so it just helps. It just helped.
So pretty much you just started taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
I like it. I like it a lot.
These noodles feel done, so I'm gonna drain these.
You're looking for a little bite to them?
Yes.
Not too mushy?
Not al dente though. I'm not a fan of.
Oh, tell me about that.
There's a big debate at work that I like to cook pasta too far, and I feel like our employees don't. So I'm always like tasting pasta all the time. They'll come up to me and they're like, taste this pasta. I'm like, nope, 5 more minutes. So, I don't know.
And you're the one in charge, so you get to make the call.
Yes. And also,
Get them back in the pot.
your pasta, if you don't let it cook as much, you don't yield as much. It doesn't expand as much. So, you know, when we're going for, I need 100 portions of something, I need 100 portions.
Yeah. So you're thinking on owner level,
Yeah.
where they don't have to.
Yes.
But you have all those other elements that you have to worry about and think about.
And you know, and that's the thing though, is like I don't want my employees to stress for the job because that's my job. I want them to come in and have fun, and we really do. Like the girls and I have 2 great cooks in the kitchen that are there every day, smiling, ready to go. And I'm just so fortunate that we have such a great team. They're fun. I'm gonna add some butter because that's what Paula Deen would do. Do a little salt and pepper, and then we're gonna just mix it up.
See, now my daughter Tessa could take just this bowl and sit and be completely
Just content.
happy.
Yes.
Buttered noodles.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes.
I mean, I think a lot of people would just do buttered noodles.
Yeah. And then you wanna add some fresh parsley into the noodles for me,
Yes,
please?
I'm gonna do that, and then we are going to we're gonna do a sprinkle.
Perfect.
So
Beautiful.
pretty, pretty, pretty. And we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got the food done, but before we play that, we're gonna make a little drinky drink.
Yeah, we had vermouth, and I was like, what's a more appropriate thing to have than a martini?
And see that, well, you talked about not being wasteful.
Yes, exactly.
So we're not gonna be wasteful with the vermouth.
we are not.
My mom, big martini fan, she would be very happy that we were, but she's a beef eater's gin. It has to be beef eaters.
I'm a
I don't know
Hendrix
why.
girl.
You're a what?
I'm a Hendrix girl.
Hendrix. All right. We've
But
got
we'll
a
do
little
vodka.
vermouth. We're gonna do vodka.
Yes. I got this chilled. Gonna get some ice. I actually forgot ice, so I called the party that was out and asked them to bring me ice.
And she was so good. I mean, this is a lot of supplies. You can tell Ling is a caterer because she had a cart. She rolled right in. No
Yes.
problem. Anything special that we should know about what you're doing?
No, I'm gonna keep it simple. Just some vermouth, vodka. I did some fresh lemon juice.
As a caterer, do you have to know everything from, okay, making drinks, making food, baking? Are you also a baker?
Yes, and that was because of the pandemic. Our baker was like, well, it's been fun. I'm gonna go. And I was like, well, okay, well, here we go. So I'm actually very thankful because that was a skill that I didn't really have. Because in cooking, you can taste something and add some more, but once the cake's baking, like, you can't add an extra egg.
Yeah.
So,
That's hard. I have always said that about baking. You have to be so exact.
yes.
And that's where a lot of chemistry comes in as well.
Exactly, and I didn't like chemistry.
We know, Ling, we know. You told the dean you don't like chemistry.
Yes. Honesty gets you a long way sometimes. All right.
Perfect. I mean, it's
We're gonna
happy hour somewhere
It
in
is.
the world.
I mean, sometimes we'll have wine tastings at 10 in the morning on a Monday, and it's kind of like, okay,
It's the job. That's when you say, well,
it is the job.
it is the job. This
Someone's
is
got to get it
why-
done. Someone's got to get it done. And that's, I guess, us today. Take one for the team. Sometimes we let our employees sit in, and then afterwards, I'm kind of like, I'm going to make everyone some toast real quick. Just get some.
Yeah. I think we need to get something in our stomachs.
Yes.
Do you ever change up your menu because of what's in season, what you can get?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Like butternut squash right now is really big with goat cheese. That's a big salad we're selling right now. But we are definitely, and then because we're Michael's Catering, we always serve with a cocktail napkin.
Thank you, Michael's
My
Catering.
pleasure.
Very nice. We're going to toast.
Yes. Cheers to ladies.
Thank you. This is our own little girls' afternoon out.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, that's delicious.
Yeah, it hits the spot.
Yeah. Usually I like a dirty martini.
Oh, do you?
I do, but this is good too. Okay, we're going to move these over here.
Okay.
I'm going to put mine right here, and then we're going to
Perfect.
plate some food because I promise we are also eating.
Yes.
Do you want me? Well, no,
Yeah,
I want to
go for
watch
it.
you do it. Okay, you're the professional.
Okay, perfect. And these are all, this is our variety plates. So these plates are all different. So they all have stories. Like this is from Joyce's mom, and she gave those when she passed away. These are Whitney's third china set she didn't need. So it's just fun because everything at Michael's Catering has a story.
Well, and we're going to talk about this as well. It's because Michael's has been around for more than 40 years now?
40 years. We just
40
celebrated 40
years.
years. So
And I know you talked about Whitney, so tell us who's Joyce.
Joyce,
Did you mention Joyce yet?
No, we have
I
not.
like to give everybody a plug. Look at that.
Yes, and we'll do a little bit more just on top because we can.
Make it pretty.
There we go. Look at that.
Gorgeous. All right, I'm going to let you have
Thank
Whitney's
you.
plate. I'm going to have Joyce's plate.
Perfect.
So tell me, who's
pardon me.
Joyce?
She was one of our oldest employees. She met Michael Carragher when we were at the grocery store because Michael's Catering started out of a grocery store.
Oh, that's before my time, but I know what you're talking
Yes.
about. Yes.
Yes, I can't think of the word. I should know the whole story. But yes, so that's how Michael's Catering started. So it's really fun to see employees who have stayed that long, where you started in a grocery store and then have become this, where we now own our own building. We are landlords. I call us slumlords. Like, it's just, I was like, we have just like toilet paper for them. Like, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I was like, okay, we'll do better. Sorry.
Okay.
So we're learning the new curve of just having tenants and not just being caterers.
Because who's in the building?
We have a t-shirt guy and we have a flower a florist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
That is a lot to manage as well.
it is.
Okay,
it
wait,
is.
it's hot and we want to eat.
Yes.
Because how often do you really get to sit down and
Eat
what
hot?
you cook? Yes.
Hot, not very often. It's comfort food.
Okay, can I tell you?
Sure.
I have tried to make this
Really?
for my family.
Don't put sour cream
It
in
does
it.
not. That's what I did.
Yeah, and the sour cream, like, I just don't like the sour cream in it.
No, and that's why I've never loved it. This is really good.
Glad.
So the difference is the cream. Heavy cream instead of sour cream. That's so many beef stroganoff recipes have
Have
sour
it.
cream.
I know.
Why do you think that is?
I think that's a Better Home and Gardens, that kind of version. But this is better.
And it's funny you say that because that is the cookbook my mother gave me when I moved into my first apartment. Was Better Homes and Gardens.
Yep. Everyone has. I have it.
Do you have that one? It's red and white checkered.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes. And I still, out of that cookbook, there's a shrimp Creole recipe.
Ooh.
It's really good. I still make it to this day. Yeah, that's.
I love New Orleans food.
Yes, my husband went to LSU for law school.
Oh, cool.
So we were
Right down there.
Yes,
Oh
so
my
we were
goodness.
able to be, and that's how I ended up loving etouffee and gumbo, and Watson's does a really good.
Yes.
They're doing some good cooking over there.
That was how I got into like seasonings and stuff by Creole food, because my dad made Zatarain's from the box still, and it had spice, and I was like, what is this?
Because in Central Illinois, there's not a lot of
No.
spice. No.
Paprika, cumin, cayenne, all those things, all those flavors. So I have 2 dogs, and they're named Nola and Rue, R-O-U-X,
Oh yeah.
because you need a Rue in New Orleans to make anything.
I was making a gumbo recipe from some Chicago restaurant, and they had you buy a roux in a jar
Oh.
if you're okay, because you don't have enough time. And I bought it off of Amazon. It's from some place in Louisiana.
Okay.
It did not go well.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw that away.
Okay.
Because I still have a lot of the roux left. I don't.
Yeah, it's probably gonna sit there.
Was there anything that you have made that you're thinking, okay, this is gonna be really great, and it just didn't turn out?
Absolutely. Ask my family.
Because I want to hear about kitchen, not only your successes.
Well, sometimes,
Yeah.
we always joke, like, we made chicken cacciatore once and it was so salty. And so we rinsed it off.
Oh, gosh.
And we were like, how'd you make this? That's our favorite line to say in the kitchen. How'd you make this? Well, first we made it, and then we rinsed it off, and then we started over.
Because that's the only way
Yeah.
that you can bounce back from something.
Sometimes you
being too
just have to
salty.
stop and just start over. Stop trying to fix it, because then you're 3 quarts of heavy cream in, and it's still crap, and you've made a gallon now.
And you can't serve it
Yeah.
at all. Okay, well, we are going to continue to eat, and I'm sure Ling's got many more fun stories for you. Don't go away. Okay, we are never making this dish again with sour cream. Tell me about, we were talking about being in stressful jobs, and you thrive on that. And how at the end of the day, when we've had a stressful time in the newsroom and we've had a good newscast, and I can look back and say,
You did it.
we did it.
Yeah.
What was that moment for you in your job where you went, oh, we just killed it?
Ooh, I think that was my first 100-person party alone. I remember Whitney had me go, and I thought she was coming to help me, and then I was like, she's not coming. I'm doing this big party by myself. Like, we're just doing it. And I did it, and I ran the party, and it went well, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can cater, and it's just a good feeling. Like, even those small intimate parties where you have like only 6 people, and you get to really just be a private chef for the night, and you get to cook just for fun. Like, those parties are fun. That's what keeps us going.
Are those your favorite?
Yeah.
It's more of a private dining experience?
Yes, because when you cook for catering, like, spice. you know, you want it spicy, but not everybody wants spice. So you have to kind of cook for more the general masses. But when you have some more intimate, you can be like, oh, let's go all out. Let's add all this stuff. Let's add truffles. Let's add different seasonings and textures, because sometimes people get scared.
And when you're doing private dining, do you say, this is what I would like to serve you, or are they requesting something? How does that work?
Both. So we customize all of our menus. So we have no menu where you just order off of. I talk to you like, if your daughter wanted to have a party, what is she like? How can we incorporate that? What kind of day is it? Is it fall? Is it nighttime? What should we do to, you know, make your party your party the best?
You're probably asking, what can you handle spice? How
Yes.
do you feel about that? Because I'm sure you're wanting
Who's
to add
coming?
it. Yeah.
Our kids coming. They're gonna eat all the grapes. Bring extra grapes.
And now you've been there for so long, you have that working knowledge. Kids like grapes.
Yeah, they do. Graduation, that's a whole different level. You know, less is more with graduation. You know, we'll feed over 500 people in a graduation. Yeah. One day.
In one day.
So Saturday, Sunday, Friday, those days. Yeah.
Is that your most busiest time of the year? Or
It's we're in our busiest season right now.
Okay.
Yes, fall.
Thank you for taking the
My
time.
pleasure.
I really appreciate you being
My
here.
pleasure.
during
It
your
was a
busiest
weird,
time.
it worked out, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's go.
Let's do this.
So tonight we're at the Capre farm, the goats farm, doing a 250-person dinner.
Okay.
And then last night I had a 250-person hors d'oeuvre party for them at the venue CU.
We've had Peter, who cooks out there. He was here.
Oh, cool.
And he made a delicious, goat cheese galette.
Oh, yum.
Oh, it was really good. I
sounds
mean, their
good.
goat cheese is award-winning.
Yes.
So of course it's going to be good.
Yes.
Beautiful space out there, because we went out to
Yeah.
dinner out there. It's really nice.
I enjoy that. So there are some great places in Champaign to try, and that's why when people ask like, why'd you stay in Champaign, like you wouldn't know that unless you went past Green.
You got to look for it. We have my friend group. We have Carolyn. Carolyn, we call her our cruise director, and she was always looking for little places. Like, okay, let's go out to
Yes.
Capre, and let's go to. There's this farm to table restaurant out in Paxton.
Effingham. Oh, Paxton.
Yeah, there's one in Paxton. And I can't remember the name, and I've asked her to be on the show, but she's a little shy. So I'm warming her up. I'm hoping she'll come on, because that was so fun too, just to get out of town.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot, especially Clinton. I heard Clinton is like with the
Oh.
lake, they're having like more restaurants there and becoming a little bit more.
Okay.
So.
Well, I need to call over there too.
Well, you had Leah on the
Yes.
show, and Leah and I do a dinner every month.
Okay.
Where we just girl talk, catering talk, and just it's awesome. And so we try a new restaurant every time.
And that has to be nice, because she knows the language you're speaking.
Yes.
And you have the same stories, and you can vent to each other in a way
Exactly.
that...
And she has knowledge. She has a few years on me, so she can absolutely tell me, you know, different things. And when I have a hard situation, I call her, and she's like, this is what I would do, Ling. So I'm very thankful for this community where we're not competitors. We all are just friends.
Yeah. And you said this is your busiest time of year. So why...
U of I, just busy,
September,
tailgates.
October?
Yeah.
Do you do tailgates?
Yeah.
You cater tailgates too?
We do. We typically do. So U of I just signed a new contract with Revel XP, which is not allowing us to tailgate this year.
Oh.
So, but we typically do tailgates. So hopefully next year we'll be back on the tailgating number. Yeah.
Are you working, what does your day look like? I mean, are there 14, 15-hour days?
Yeah,
all
that's
the
typical.
time?
That's typical, especially around this time. So I'm kind of a freak. I like to get into the kitchen before anyone else gets in, where there's just dead silence, where I feel like I turn the lights on. Like I set the stage for the day. Like, you know, you come in positive, you come in ready to go, you're gonna have a better day, much more organized. So we get in around 7:30, and then we just do box lunches first thing in the morning, get this going, and then I pack all the food. I have a system where you take the menu, you pack all the food, check it off with a red pen now, put it to the next walk-in, and then flip the walk-in, move the next party over, get it closer, and then start making new tags and start prepping for the next party.
It's that organization. That you saw the need for that way back in the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely necessary.
How did you go? Tell me about because we hadn't talked about, you're working there for years, right? Started in 2018. And then you became one of the owners. How did that happen?
Steve and Whitney came up to me and asked me, they were like, we think that you're ready to become an owner. And I knew, well, actually, my event with the James Beard Awards winner, it was just me and Whitney in the van. And she goes, well, someday you'll own Pirate of Michael's. And that's in 2019. I just graduated. And I'm like, girl.
You're 22, 22 years old.
And I'm like, you're already telling me, okay. And she was right.
Well, see, we do the same thing at Channel 3. When we want you to stay, because quite often, right, it's a launching pad, this town. And if you don't have a connection, you do leave. I mean, I know your family's here. But yeah, I get that Whitney did that.
Yes, I know. She's like, now I get it too, because we'll have a good employee from Bevere. And I'm like, what are you doing this summer? Do you want to stay? Do you want to learn?
It's a pipeline.
It is.
Okay, so she says, you're going to be an owner one day, and you're going, you're crazy.
Yeah, she is. She is crazy. And then, but they came to me and said, we would like you to buy in. This opportunity's here for you. We understand you're young, but, this is an opportunity that not a lot of people get. And so I took a year, and then I was like, you're not gonna find somewhere better where you get to do what I do, where you get to play with cheese. You get to I'll make block eyes out of cheese rarebit. Have you ever had our cheese rarebit? No. Oh my goodness. So next time you get a box lunch, you need to get the cheese rarebit. Okay. So it's a cheese spread. That's one of our oldest recipes from Michael's Catering.
Okay, so now I'm gonna say yes, because I have to have had it, right?
Yes.
If you're having it at all types of events, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's pretty famous, and we don't share that recipe. That is the one recipe we don't share. Okay. Anyone else asks for a recipe, like, sure, here it is. But that one's secret.
Oh, okay, close to the vest on that one.
One of the original recipes.
So that must have been a hard decision, though, to say yes. That's a big leap.
It is. Well, I bought a house before that, so I was kind of like, well, you kind of already anchored away.
Yeah. You're settling.
It's been happening. It's been happening, but I'm very glad I did, because it was honestly less pressure buying in now, because my name's on it. So it's like, okay, I can freely do this decision. Like, they trust me. It's no longer doing it for them. It's doing it for all of us.
Right. You can cook the pasta to where you want it to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because now you are one of the co-owners. Okay, we're going to be right back. All right, we're back. Ooh, let me take a drink. What is the biggest event you've ever had to cater?
500 people, Cranor.
Whoa.
That was big, and that was one where it was a little rocky getting there. We were running behind, and that was a moment where I was like, I'm doing this because I want to do this. My car is here. You can walk away. And I was like, no. This is what you signed up for. Like, I think that athlete in me.
Self-talk.
Yes. And you have to do a lot of that when you're on 10 meter. Like, I mean, when you throw your chamois down, I mean, you're looking 3 stories down, and you're like, I'm about to jump off this.
Yeah. And would you say that there's ever a time that your coach's words are still in your head when you're cooking?
Absolutely.
It translates.
It does. It absolutely does, because work ethic is transferred everywhere. So I definitely think my work ethic is because of him, because of my coach. His name is Manny Pollard. He was awesome. He just pushed me to the point where I didn't know I could go farther. And I think that's what catering does, because some days you're there. I have a tailgate in 2 weeks, and it starts at 8 a.m. So you need a 2-hour setup. So you need to get there by 6. But the food needs to be hot. So I need to get there by 4.
I was going to say, what time's your day start?
Yeah. But then after the game, when it ends at 11, it's like, okay, you did it. You fed 400 people.
Is that what it's going to be, 400
I bet it's going to be about 400.
Oh, man, that's a lot.
It is, but tailgates are my favorite to cater, because everyone's happy. You're there for the same reason, and it's my alma mater. Like, what better way to say thank you to the university that gave me all these opportunities than to literally serve them? Yeah,
and now it's a winning football team.
Oh my gosh.
So it's more fun out there.
I know. When I was there, it was not as
there were some rough seasons.
Yes, but I'm very proud of them, and like kudos to Josh Whitman for doing what he did for both programs, football and basketball. Yeah. I love watching basketball.
And it changes so much just in town. People probably want to get together and have events and hire you and let's celebrate, because it's just more fun.
It is, I know. Like, I had a birthday party for my dog during the pandemic, because we missed parties, we missed those social gatherings, and that's what Michael's is about. Like, I love being able to let the host enjoy her party because I don't know any of these people. I'm not involved in this party, but I can at least help you have a beautiful party.
And that has to be, do you, after you've served, be it a large group, a small group, are you studying their faces?
Yes, memorizing what they liked, noticing they didn't like ice in their Coke. We have so many clients, like the old chancellor, he liked Merlot. So we always had Merlot if he came. His Laura Willenbarb, his right-hand lady, she didn't like olive, so she liked Diet Coke. It's memorizing what those people like and don't like because that's what makes it special.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you are so good at your job.
I try.
Yes, I mean, just thinking about those things.
Well, he doesn't like mushrooms.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I'm just thinking about how you're going to make the next time you serve them even better.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's really good. We're learning something. As a mom, I'm trying to think, how can the next, no, I'm just kidding. I don't put that much thought into it. Anything that you can advise really quick, we've got 1 minute left, about somebody who wants to get into catering versus restaurant?
Sure.
Make the pitch.
I would say catering, it gives you something different every day and it challenges you and makes you grow. It really makes you grow. And there's a family aspect to it that I just think that you get because you start at the time, you load the van, you do the stuff, and then doing dishes by somebody is very humbling and it's the most important job is doing dishes at the end of the night. So it humbles you. It keeps you grounded.
All right. Well, again, Ling Kuhn, co-owner of Michael's Catering, doing great things over there and just continuing that legacy of the business into the future. You're not going anywhere, right?
No.
Okay, well, of course not. No, she's making it happen and making it successful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
My pleasure.
If you're stroganoff, remember, no sour cream. Thank you for being here as well, and happy eating, everybody.